Hey guys, this is the GoPower 30 amp PWM charge controller for RV applications. Today we're going to be unboxing it and showing you how it works. Alright guys, so here's the unboxing. I'm going to go ahead and open it up. As you can see, it's just got a flip lid box. We just opened up the GoPower PWM 30 charge controller. I'm going to show you what it comes with. It comes with the charge controller, which is a panel mount design. Comes with the owner's manual on how to operate it. This is super important. Make sure this is handy because until you get super familiar with how to use this charge controller, you're going to want to use it for references. And it comes with mounting screws, and that's to be able to provide secure mounting in a panel. The charge controller is designed to be flush mounted in most RVs. I just wanted to show you in the back of the manual there is a template for doing that. So this will help you get it properly installed for the flush mount. I'm going to show you the back of the GoPower 30 amp charge controller. This is where a lot of people have questions, is how is this going to hook up to my RV solar array? And it's really easy. GoPower has done a great job for you to see how to do it on an RV. Now they've got a few different connections here, about 4 screws. They've got the solar panel positive and the solar panel negative. And if you've used the GoPower RV solar kits, you'll find that this connection is going to connect to all the panels up on the roof because they use branch connectors on the roof instead of having to bring multiple cables down. This is the battery positive and the battery negative connection. This is going to be how the charge controller sends the power to the battery and monitors the battery. Alright guys, hey, this is the back of the GoPower GP PWM 30 charge controller, and I just want to show you something that I found that could cause some confusion when you're installing it. It's very well labeled, but there are a couple screws that hold the face of the charge controller onto the electronics, and they're kind of in a place where it could cause a little bit of confusion. Now GoPower obviously has it labeled here: solar panel positive, solar panel negative, battery positive, and battery negative. But if you notice here, there's a couple more screws, and there's array and battery notifications, little icons on this black plastic part here, where these 2 screws are located. Just to let you know, these screws are only to hold the face of the face of the charge controller to the electronics in the casing. They're not used for anything else. I'm going to connect in the wires to the back of the charge controller, and we're going to start with the positive. You'll see here as you scroll it down, you can slide in your connector, tighten it down. You want to do the same for your negative. Okay guys, now it's time to hook up the array positive and array negative, and that's going to be the wires coming back down through the RV into the charge controller from the solar panels. Now when they come in, they're just going to be black wire like this, maybe with the ends cut off. Always a tip: go ahead and label the polarity. Make sure you know which one's positive, which one is positive and which one's negative. And you just tighten it down, and the same with the negative. Once we have that in there, you should be able to go ahead and tighten this down pretty easy. And you'll have a working array. And once you do that, it will be really simple to go up on the roof and plug these guys in. Alright guys, so what we've got now is the charge controller is the 30 amp PWM model from GoPower. It's currently hooked to just the battery. We haven't hooked up the solar panel yet. It's inside of a knockout box, so we can easily demonstrate its functions. So let's get going. First thing we need to do is we need to shade the solar panel before we hook it up to the charge controller. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. Today what we're going to do is actually use the solar kit, the RV solar kit box, to shade the panel. You never want to hook up the panel when it's under load or has power coming out, so we'll go ahead and cover that up pretty well, and that'll reduce the power down on the solar panel so it's not outputting the power. I'm going to go ahead and connect up the MC4 connectors for the GoPower solar kit. So now we've currently connected in our array. Alright, so we're hooked up to the charge controller and the battery. Now I'm go ahead and uncover this solar panel, and we should start producing power. And as you can see, we didn't have any change really on the charge controller, but what we can do is look at if we can find the amp output. So what we'll do is push A, and we can see we're at 12.7 volts on the battery bank. And B will show us we're at 86% charge on the battery bank, and we're currently outputting 3.6 amps. I want to show you how to properly set your battery type in the GoPower charge controller. This is the 30 amp PWM. There's 3 different settings. There's flooded, gel, and AGM. And the manual has a clear layout of where the different battery types are, 1 being flooded, 2 being AGM, and 3 being gel. So I'll go ahead and walk you through setting it. What you need to do is hold down the B button on your charge controller until it changes to just a number. And you'll see here we're in setting 2, which if you look at the chart is an AGM setting. But I'm using a flooded battery, so the charging algorithm is a little bit different. So what I need to do is to push the B button until it transfers to a 1, which is the flooded algorithm. I'll go ahead and push A to accept the change. And once I do that, we'll go back to put to the amp reading on the charge controller. Now I've gone ahead and set this to the flooded battery stage, and I just want to go over one feature of the GoPower charge controller, the PWM charge controller, when you use a flooded battery. When you choose algorithm 1 for the charging profile, it will auto equalize the batteries once every 30 days, and that'll kind of help reduce some of the sulfation on the cells.
Questions, feel free to call us anytime at 866-574-4983.